Morning, I'm Anna Palmer.
And I'm Jake Sherman.
And welcome to the Daily Punch, brought to you by Punchbowl News. It's Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. Let's get into the mix. Here are your Washington headlines of the day. Number one, Trump's losses keep piling up. Number two, Dems have too many targets when it comes to Marco Rubio. And number three, it is a big primary day. All right, Jake, let's get to it. We are leading off Punchbowl News AM edition with a lengthy top focused on all of the different ways that President Donald Trump is facing losses, particularly when it comes to his own party. They are in very different places when it comes to the $1 billion ballroom, when it comes to the weaponization fund, when it comes to the war in Iran and funding it. I mean, it's not Trump versus Democrats. It's Trump versus Republicans, Jake.
Yeah, and now the losses are piling up, as you said, right? They're actively bucking the president on the ballroom. Trump's battleships that he wants to build, the Trump class, I don't even know, I guess that's what they're calling it. The battleships are, as Brez wrote, and God, this is cringy, but I like it, they are steaming into a wave of skepticism, excuse me. At the House Armed Services Committee. So a big pun there. The House is voting on a Ukraine aid bill that several dozen Republicans are likely to vote for. And they are in the process of killing the $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. A lot of losses for the administration on Capitol Hill. Pretty profound ones. And I want to just talk about the weaponization fund and what happened yesterday, which was the Justice Department said in a statement that it would abide by a court ruling.
Didn't agree with it, but they'd abide by it, Jake.
And this court ruling, Anna, was a ruling that said the administration couldn't take any further action on the weaponization fund for 2 weeks. That is not what the Senate is looking for. That has nothing to do with what the Senate is looking for. And a lot of media outlets played this as Trump's abandoning the ballroom, the fund. He's not abandoning the ballroom, but is abandoning the fund. That is not abandoning the fund. Abandoning the fund would be saying, we had this fund, we plan to do it, we no longer plan to do it in perpetuity. So this is leading to a situation in which the Senate is going to have to figure out a way to permanently ban this thing. And it's not great. The situation's not great, Anna.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's interesting to me too here, right, is it's not as if you have one or two outliers. This isn't just Tom Tillis or Lisa Murkowski who's saying, like, the fund is a no-go for me. I mean, across the spectrum of both the Senate conference and the House conference, and within the leadership itself, John Thune, Mike Johnson, they are not for this weaponization fund. I mean, that is the biggest problem for this administration. And instead of, trying to find a pathway forward, you're not going to have lawmakers wanting to codify something into law, right? To say we can't do this. This isn't just going to be what the court said, but they're going to want to go further, and we'll have to see. I mean, you have James Lankford in this. They need to settle it. They need to say what they actually mean and say, we're setting this whole thing aside. James Lankford is a conservative Republican senator. This is not the outliers of the party.
Well, yeah, and I think just as a note, I think it would be the conservative position to say we're not going to have the administration have a kind of kitty from which they can pay out political allies and non-political allies who feel that they were wronged by the government. That would be a long list of people, Anna, who would feel that they were unfairly targeted by the government. I wanted to say it is shocking to me that the administration thought this would work. If they did, I don't know that they did. It is shocking to me. And again, I don't know. There are some smart people in the administration who are politically savvy. I don't know. I think they want to give themselves flexibility to do this thing once ICE and CBP funding passes. But the Senate's not going to have that, and neither is the House. So it's going to be an interesting week. I don't know that they get reconciliation done this week. I think it's going to be very difficult. I think it goes to next week or the week after that.
All right, Jake, let's move on to the number two story of the morning. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will face a barrage of pointed questions when he appears before his former Senate colleagues Tuesday, but it's unclear if any of those lawmakers will be able to hit their mark. Rarely do you get to see this. There's so many times he's appearing and so many issues with which Democrats want to attack Rubio and get answers. There's a little bit of a fear here that they could just go at him but not actually get any information.
It's fair to say that the geopolitical landscape, I guess, is the best way to say it, is quite complex right now, and Rubio's going to have to bear the brunt of that in his first of 4 appearances this week on Capitol Hill.
Oof, the gauntlet.
Yeah, that is a gauntlet, man. It's budget season, and it's budget season for Marco Rubio during a negotiation with Iran and Cuba, Lebanon, Iran, Ukraine, China, Ebola. I imagine that there's going to be a lot of Iran. And part of his soul is in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, where he kind of made his bones before going into the administration, going to House Approps as well, House Foreign Affairs. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So this will be an interesting week for Rubio and an interesting week for the administration.
All right, let's move to the number 3 story of the morning. Inside a big primary today. Today is a huge day when it comes to the 2026 elections. We've got primary days spanning states: California, New Jersey, Montana, South Dakota, New Mexico, and Iowa. Both parties will land nominees in key House districts, and Democrats will settle a contentious Senate battle in Iowa. This is a large number of different seats and candidates to watch as we think about what is going to happen with the 2026 election.
That's right. It does seem like Javier Becerra is in the lead among Democrats or among everybody in California, but there are a bunch of important races in California, which is, of course, redistricted.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Democrats vying to take on David Valadao, 48th District, where a bunch of candidates are running there. Kevin Kiley, the independent, is running in the new 6th District, and there's a bunch of Democrats who are looking to take him on. The race to succeed Nancy Pelosi, be the Democrats that succeed Nancy Pelosi. So there's a lot going on. We'll be all over it for the morning. To the extent that races have finished up, we will be all over that.
I mean, certainly New Jersey, Iowa, we had Max there over the weekend about which is the Democrat, whether it's Josh Turek or Zach Wallace, who's going to face off against Ashley Hinson. A lot of key races will come into focus certainly after tomorrow night, if not extended through the weekend, depending on how close everything is. But we will be watching very closely and reporting it all out. We are going to leave you there. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. If you like the Daily Punch, share it on social media, tell your friends. It's the best way to find out about us. And of course, you can go deeper on all these issues we talked about and more by going to punchbowl.news and signing up for our free morning newsletter. All it takes is an email. Have a great day and stay safe, everybody.